top, make it drop, that's a wet. Get a bucket and a mop, that's a wet. I'm talking wop, 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 that's a wet. Macaroni in a pot, that's a wet.
Get yourself some electrolytes and follow me. Here we go. Hey, pretty baby with a high heel on. Chicken me clear like I never ever known. You're just a product of loveliness. I like the groove of your walk, your tongue, the dress. I feel your fever from miles around. I pick you up in my car on the way to town. So kiss me, baby, get this is your bit. The guy, the one for me. The way you make me feel.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. Quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me. I tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be. I run down on them before I have a running me. Talk your shit, bite your lip. Ask for a call while you ride that dick. You really ain't never got him fucking for a thing. He already made his mind up before he came.
What is it like to raise insects? A lot of people think it's some ethereal thing. A lot of people think it's dirty, and a lot of people have had mean things to say, since after they die, I will save them and preserve them. But the truth is somewhere in between. It truly is amazing when a creature like this is in your presence, on your hand, in your home, but they're quiet, they're soft, they're gentle. I don't kill them. Quite the opposite, in fact. I keep them safe for as long as I can, but their lives are so short. And it can be sad, yes, but the best I can do is love them while they're here and honor them after they've gone. I think my favorite part of owning moths is having the ability to educate about them in life and afterwards. And since a lot of my videos are currently being taken down since people don't understand the art of entomology, you can find me on Instagram. I won't stop doing what I love, and neither should you.
Oh my god, you're so short.
Yeah, I suppose I am. But you know what that makes me? Short king, baby, I'm a short king, baby. This ain't a hoodie, this is foreskin, baby. Legs flossed to the drawstrings, baby. Every closet there's a walk-in. Cut class, pay half on my coffin, baby. It's kinda fun. Can't ride roller coasters, but I ride your mum. Nice. Providing she unplans a store for me. Yeah. Can't ride in front where no booze to see. Got no food to eat, that's unimportant, baby. Cause it's crumbs on the floor, whole portions, baby. I'm a short king, baby. Could I be taller, maybe? Although I don't measure up, I'm a ruler, baby. Scared of sharks, I'm scared of piranhas. You're wearing socks, I call them pajamas. You're falling and suffer if the flow is lava. Well, I'll be just fine and I don't better cover. You can call me a dickhead. I wish, cause then I'd be like 6'10". I'd be big then. Every feat achieved is incredible. Just I don't have many of them.
Short kings rise up. I said rise up. Short kings rise up.
Oh, you already are. Fuck.
Hey, little BMs, and guess what? So, my boyfriend said I could do his hair today, so I'm about to give him some defined curls and do like little tiny finger coils or whatever, right? So, first, I use Old Faithful just like I do on myself. Then, I picked it out, but I wasn't like my mom. I was nice. But anyways, I did like small sections, and then I used the dimming brush, and then I just grabbed each curl where they wanted to be curled at, and then wrapped them around my finger as you see here. And I just thought it would be funny to give him a bang real quick. So that's what I did right here. And anyways, he looked so mad, but he really was happy, for real, I promise. And then I just started doing those. Then I got the blow dryer. I told him, you gotta shake your head, baby. You gotta shake it. So he started trying to shake it as fast as he can. And look how beautiful it came out. Aunt Jackie done did it again, child. Yes, honey.
From here to
Drink until we drown. Oh, what should we do with a drunken sailor? What should we do with a drunken sailor? What should we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises. Hooray, up she rises. Early in the morning.
Maybe rap me next.
Cause I'm an international woman of pleasure.
That's so weird.
Oh, you want me to go on
It's amazing.
my pleasure.
Yeah.
And now I can read it and change it in the weather. Oh, where I'm going, I know it's much.
One, two, three. This shit too easy. 何も書いていつも結果は炎。離陸誰がほのめかしのばいさそれはわざと。Cause this shit like a whole West sport to me もう暇な遊ぼう。本当に lucky if I go ghost. No 折り紙 cause I don't fold. I make what you can't do look simple. Fully independent but it got me making big moves. So keep your rappers wasting potential. Spit it right back in your face like a pistol. You know what I've been through. Shit on ice it's well. Fuck with my Kenko. Nobody cared. Don't mind. Took a take on. Can't couple Kenko. Beat up in the bench. No wonder I'm vengeful. No wonder I'm. Ayy. No wonder I feel like I got from the heavens. Influence them in their worshiping me, but they also feel threatened. Looking up all of my pages, don't wanna hit follow a message. Catch up on moves, but you won't catch up to me. Little bitches, impossible pets in cold door. I'm the jet, but all you pussies are squares. Dozo, decency dead. てめえら勝つの無理ですね。日本人だと俺に近いラッパーいないな。のエリクのブライアン、俺そんなにうまいんだ。あとね、こいつ誰？マジぶっ飛ばし。
Dealing with this situation depends. First, if the person is genuinely curious but just doesn't know and asks me something like, why don't you eat pork? Or do you pray 5 times a day? I simply explain that those are practices of Islam and I'm not a Muslim, I'm a Sikh. However, if someone makes a bigoted comment such as, all you people are terrorists, I don't respond, I'm not Muslim. In the Sikh faith, we are instructed to fight injustice, help those in need, and serve humanity. If I say, oh, I'm a Sikh, I am acting in direct contradiction of those principles. I'm telling them that I'm not the problem, it's those people. However, instead of validating their ignorance, hatred, and fear, I can hopefully work to help them understand how their views are misguided. Because I stand with any community that faces oppression, injustice, and discrimination. And I will never take a target off of me if it means putting it on someone else.
Let's make this sparkle. This is a fiber optic vest that I've been working on for the past several months. The time has come to cut and layer the fiber optics. When you cut fiber optics, the place that you cut will be where the light will shine through. This process took me about an hour and a half and has been condensed down into 1 minute. It can be a bit nerve-wracking because if I cut it too short, I can't go back. and if I do the layering incorrectly, it can be tricky to fix. When I cut the fibers, I distribute the light throughout. It makes for a really beautiful effect. If you're into things that glow, definitely hit follow because I'll be posting more stuff like this. Here's the end result. A couple tweaks and it will be done. Let me know what you think.
There's this museum, it's in the suburbs of Berlin, and they have like evil, problematic statues that they put on display, but they're very careful not to elevate them or to glorify them. Here's the article if you want to look it up. It's from Atlas Obscura. So they said their aim is, rather than to destroy them, to contextualize them. One thing they do is they make sure they're all on ground level. They don't elevate them. They allow anyone to touch them or play with them because they're not sacred objects that need to be protected. Oh, and they do not restore them at all. So if they have bullet holes in them, those stay. They don't make any effort to make them look nicer because that's what happened to them, because that's what happened in history. They're saying they want to de-heroize these monuments. Here's a quote. Their aim is to put uncomfortable realities on display in a productive, educational, and sometimes challenging way.
Hi, my name is John Furness. My nickname is the Blind Woodsman, and I am a totally blind woodworker. I use a machine called a wood lathe to make one-of-a-kind pieces. I make canisters, bowls, and sometimes even furniture. I was taught by another blind woodworker about 15 years ago. I've come up with a few tricks to keep track of the colors of wood I like to use. I use a tactile measuring device made for the blind, and it is the only adaptive tool in my shop. I follow all safety rules when using power tools. Since I love to work with my hands, I also love to work on cars. Another hobby of mine is baking. And once upon a time, I also rebuilt pianos. Here's me and my honeybee, Annie, my wife and love of my life. Here's our fur kid, Pickle. I even drive. Just kidding. Thanks for watching and take care.
Alright, so now you just turned it off.
Yep.
Should get interesting. Turning it back on. Wow.
I got a call to remove a colony of bees from this backyard compost bin, and here's how I did it. First, I started to carefully remove the comb structure of the hive. I fit the pieces of comb that had baby bees and the bees' food into wooden frames. Next, it was time to start scooping bees into the new hive. I always wear protective equipment when I need to, but since I work with bees almost every day, I've learned to read their behavior and could tell that these bees, like most honeybees, were very gentle and would not try to sting me. So I kept removing comb and removing bees from the bin, all while looking for the queen bee. After I removed most of the bees, I saw the queen crawling up the side of the bin, so I put her in a clip to keep her safe. She's the largest bee in the colony, which makes her a little easier to find. There she is. I put the queen in the new hive and all the other bees started to follow her in. I had to get a bigger hive because there were so many bees, but after most of them went in the hive, I closed it up and carried it back to my truck, and it was another great day of saving the bees.
If we lived on a one-dimensional world, we would only be able to move left and right along a singular line. If we lived in a two-dimensional world, we would only be able to move left, right, up, and down along a singular plane. But we live in the third dimension, which means we can move left, right, up, down, forward, and backwards in 3D space, made up of infinite two-dimensional worlds. And because of that, we actually view things in 2D. Think about it. If you're looking at a ball, you view it as a circle. The only reason you know it's getting closer to you is because the lighting and because the circle is getting bigger. It's impossible to see all angles of the ball at the same time because we see two-dimensionally. But in the fourth dimension, they can see things in 3D. They're not living on a line or a plane or a shape. They're living on a tesseract. And if they looked at this ball, they would be able to see all angles at once as well as inside of it and through it. Now,
I'm new to this planet, but a good friend of mine told me a really good way to fit in.
Home is behind the world ahead, and there are many paths to tread. I'm sorry that you had to get sprayed. It was just the wrong time, wrong place, and I would have fit you outside, but I don't really like going out at night. I didn't mean to get so aggressive. I guess you're pretty fast, it's impressive. While we're on the topic, if I'm being honest, all those things you've got are a little excessive. It's only 'cause you got inside a place that wasn't meant for spiders, and if you hadn't stayed in your bed, maybe you wouldn't end up dead.
I officially own the paint that started an art war. This is a crazy story. So there's this older British artist named Kapoor who loved black paint. He had a team of scientists make him what he believed to be the blackest paint and called it Venta Black. He then patented the paint and wouldn't let anyone else use it. But everyone thought this was wrong because he didn't even make the paint himself. A younger British artist named Sempel decided to take action. He then made the world's pinkest pink. He patented it, but decided he would sell it to anyone that wasn't Kapoor. But this wasn't enough. Sempel then made an even blacker black and called it Black 3.0. He then patented that black, which is actually better, and will sell it to anyone who's not Kapoor. If you go to Sempel's website, you'll see at the bottom there is a waiver you have to sign before buying the paint saying that you will not give it to Kapoor.
Silent props. The sound mixer does not like it when your props make too much noise. So when you're trying to talk and they're wrestling and unpacking a grocery bag, that they don't like that. So there's a company that makes vinyl grocery bags that cuts the sound down by like 90%. If you're filming a bar scene and people are trying to talk while there's pool playing in the background, it's too noisy. We had to come up with a solution. So we painted racket balls. Much better. And the sound man is not annoyed with my ball sack.
This is how a blind girl does her own makeup. You see, when you don't have working eyes, you have to improvise. I lost my eyesight at 17 years old, and I didn't know what to do because I couldn't look in a mirror anymore. I ran into my sister's room for years and years asking if my foundation was blended properly, and the answer was always no. But I practiced and practiced and practiced until I didn't need a mirror anymore. And this is what I can do now. Putting on your own makeup is typically a very visual task, but it's not for me anymore. I have taken back control of my look. I failed and I got back up again. I failed and I got back up again. Never let anyone ever tell you you can't do something. Live life for you.
在中国，花木兰的故事里没有木薯，没有李尚，没有蟋蟀，没有凤凰，更没有所谓的超能力器。她就是个普通姑娘，她替父从军不是为了什么家族的荣耀，她只是为了救她爹。她打仗打了整整10年，她回来之后，皇帝召见她说：“你想要什么样的赏赐呢？你是想要钱还是想要官？”花木兰说：“我什么都不要，我只想回家。”他回了家以后干嘛呢？着我旧时长，对镜贴花黄，回到了原来的样子。听到这儿，有人可能说，你们中国版本的花木兰好无聊啊。木兰的故事的意义在于 she's not the chosen one， 她是个普通人，她可能是你，可能是我，可能是世界上任何一个女性。她告诉我们，男人能做到的，女人也一样可以做到。难道女人就必须要躲在男人背后被保护吗？我们也可以保护我们的家人呀。木兰不是什么超级英雄，她是女性力量的化身。She says.
More female Ghostbusters, the feminists are taking over. I'm an adult virgin. Come on, go! I'm afraid of no ghosts.
修知院学園周知の事実みんな憧れの生徒会
Things in my pretentious horror lesbian apartment that just make sense. Art about homicidal women. Dead shit. Dead plants. An unfeasible amount of candlesticks. An article I wrote analyzing class relations in home invasion horror films. Men, Women, and Chainsaws by Carol J. Clover. Film scores on vinyl. The works of Shirley Jackson. And finally, Skeleton Bush.
So I mentioned that you need to be careful about postmortem photography because some of them are fake. Well, why is that? Well, back when photography first became popular, pictures were taken using long exposure. Long exposure shots could take anywhere from 3 seconds to 30 minutes, meaning any slight movement could lead to blurring in the picture. In order to keep people from moving, they would use these posing stands. Contrary to what people believe, these posing stands were not strong enough to hold up the weight of a corpse. They were used on living subjects like this guy right here, not the dead. I don't have enough time to explain reason number 2, so I'll make a second video.
I had just started making up a doll's face, and I had finished one eye and was moving to the other, and boom, I accidentally hit her upper lip. And I think, you know what? She looks great with a mustache. So I finished the other side, inked the whole thing in, give her a bossy red lip, because this doll is queer as fuck.
To say, like, I can pretend that I don't wanna and I'm afraid. Wishful drinking, tell myself that I'm not thinking about how
Hey, so a bunch of people asked how I got my ceiling all bloody, so here we go. First off, I just started painting about 3 or 4 layers on the ceiling in a general area, kind of in the corner, because I didn't have enough paint to do the whole ceiling. Then I basically just soaked the brush with the paint as much as I could and pushed it into the corner and letting it drip down. I will say don't have your ceiling fan on because it made these dripping things kind of go swooshing into the corner because of the wind, surprisingly. I started to just put my hands in the paint and put it around the edge of the first layers because I wanted to hide the fact that I didn't have enough paint to do the whole ceiling. So I just kind of put my fingers all around the edge to blend it in, and then I started to take my hands and kind of pull it like that to make it look like someone was kind of crawling out of this blood pool. And there you go. Bloody ceiling.
But let me tell you, I got this ring.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. Quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me. I tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be. I run down on them before I have a nigga running me. Talk your shit, bite your lip. Ask for a call while you ride that dick. You really ain't never got him fucking for a thing.
Here's one of my newest ocarinas. It's a strawberry. I think it suits me quite well. I don't know how to play this. I specialize in 12 holes, so this is kind of new to me. I only know a scale so far. Very cute, but it only has 4 holes, kind of limited. Compare it to a 17-hole ocarina. The possibilities are endless.
I know my girlfriend is a witch.
Hi, a lot of people know me for my looks, but my friends know me for my family. But for safety, I will not hold all of them. This is Cameron. This is Dave. She's lovely. Greg. Baby. Princess. Moisten your hands for this one. Jim Hoppy. Jamiroquai. Edwin. This is Flinders. Peon. My biggest of all of the isopods. Solace is hibernating. Victoria. Hello, Carter. Oli. Hi.
Down south, hood bully, hood baby. Make all the girls go crazy, go crazy.
Go stupid. You smart like an A+ student.
Have you ever wondered how lace is made? Bobbin lace is made on a lace pillow with bobbins to hold the threads. You start by winding each thread onto a bobbin and hanging them on a pillow. Then you cross and twist them to follow a pattern and secure the stitches with pins. These are the basic steps of making bobbin lace. From there, you can build more advanced skills to create endless designs.
So I said a few videos ago that pi is not infinite, but rather it just has infinitely many digits. So let me clarify what I mean by that. Having infinite digits doesn't make a number infinite. Take 1/3 for example. That's 0.3 repeating with infinitely many 3's. This number has infinitely many digits, and yet it's just a number between 0 and 1. It's certainly not infinitely large. What makes pi different is that those digits never repeat, but as a matter of fact, most numbers actually share this property. There are infinitely more numbers like this than there are like this. But why doesn't infinite digits just mean infinite? Well, it's one thing if you have infinitely many digits before the decimal point, that number might be infinite, but that's not really a number, is it? Infinity isn't a number on the number line, rather it's the size of the number line. But when you have infinitely many digits after the decimal point, then the further they get from the decimal, the less weight they contribute. So it doesn't just get arbitrarily large, because they just get smaller and more insignificant, so it's possible to be left with a finite number.
Once upon a time, there was a young cat blessed by a god.
Those in her village became greedy and demanded she perform many miracles. The queen, also seeing her gifts, summoned her to fight against the demon forces. There she met her comrades, one of which was a grumpy fox. "You are weak," he said, "because your powers have been abused." The cat was flustered. "I am blessed. I am fine." The gazelle chimed in. "Just because you are blessed doesn't mean you can't feel pain." The fox then placed a hand on her shoulder. "You must treat yourself preciously, okay? We'll protect you now." The cat then began to cry as her comrades hugged her close.